as you do ye baby. The other thing that is also laughable, a women's bank no. Me pacho NDC minister no finance minister ya catch no. NDC didn't promise us omubesi bank. Me pacho tienie ya banks bebre wo Ghana. Eti ya ka bank nko ade ya yehine additional bank. GCB wo. Even CBG ewo ho. Yeah, even private banks ni ade ewo ho. So it is in Ghana ni bank na mobile creative bank. That was not the promise.
Women's bank.
The promise was say more be maya ma menum ni yenua manum loans. And you were going to bring a bank be your friend women's bank that would be used as a vehicle to advance these loans. The finance minister begina parliament no. Me busa wo women's bank no te say what can loan be one asem. Okay, so by the end of this year, the women's bank will be fully operational. Na aye de ba de. Me ba jo. Also ma provided 400 million to the
seed money.
Seed no for registration or Bank of Ghana. No seed money for registration. They are now going through the process. By the end of this year, it will be fully operational. How many women are more targeted some more loan this year? People, they have to be specific. Because the purpose of the women's bank, they say, a vehicle to dole out or give loans to women. The focus will not be on the creation of bank. Who cares? Bank will be the one of our. But the promise you gave was to give loans to women. And I love this woman. You know, me the politics than baby. I love her from time I obey first vice chancellor. So let me tell you,
yeah.
And obey running mate the second time, campaign grounds. Yes, Women's Bank and yes, you more free more. Name ya de boy ma mini enua man. Sebe ya ene bebre purpose a wo munnya bi. Enti ya disika no ebo wo mu dwetire. No adwuma ni gina so a sebe ya mu yi ane ye nso ye yi. Which was fantastic. I'm not menka say mo shebo. Sebe ya ma no e mema ni ya no muso yi bia support ya meboa. She was justifying almost women's bank for the women to get access to loans. No ma be supporting mema, which is good. So mutimi ya. Now yaba. Mami maintain who asem maintain assembly about the women's bank except to say it's 2025 from some baby amaso. In fact 2026 cry there were quiet on it. How many women? Let us know. 1 million of them. Because we don't want a situation about ma 500 bosia. No one catch us say one loans. We don't want the situation about mama 200 bosia. No one catch us say one loans. The promise was to all women in Ghana. How much? Sika saying and how they call into the women's bank. We need to know. And how much and each person can access. Yampe thousand be also. Thousand. What the money partner yam fan support mema enu mi yi awon timi nyi to o mabosi ama de mu odu ami yi obetimi ayi what you say yen me di agro. You think you can lie through your teeth now they are begging political power now unim se sebi mpredu as sebi bio ye jiminti no wa be dane asem no now wa ba implement the wo pe na ewia ya be all politicians so bo say politicians are NPP we have the track record. Manifesto the major promise we delivered. That is the difference between the Kufuor, John Dramani Mahama. There's a world of difference between them. Again, the pacho are you see, these people are heartless. And this one, nyune Ghana for and in fact, say muye. Breach here abo my Ghana. How many months days ni flag issue nearby? And this saying,
it's a Bosomani crew.
A buying the promises say Obama sika saying 350 million.
Yeah.
Now for purpose by relief items. But relief items. In fact, Bosome ba na ba a relief item bill.
No.
Bosome mienu na ba a relief item bill. No. Say obi a de obenya busuan nchen ada wanya ba bia da awie. Say bi wa start ye na adwuma wo hia omu abio. Abanya wo ye serious. Na nya lip service and na all play no. Sabi enka relief item ade ni si Monday. Ka Tuesday, Wednesday, I was almost starting relief items in Ekwa Abonti. Sabi, enka nyani nyina na ye mpa.
Yeah.
Nyani nyina na ye kete. Nyani nyina na ye aduane. We cash ebu wa krampa nipa no so many sika kakra so onfanya den ento ne. How many days near how many weeks after the flood? Finance Minister begina parliament went me and 350 million no ho asem. All he said, and only the first thing what they started the statement. So okay, as a flood nesi no or share nyina den and a Garrett project no or betwaso incompetent government. They are so incompetent, say even the things that they said in their manifesto, they are doing the reverse. You are now talking about Garrett. As if say relief items ni enough. Why our promise I also will relief items no crown. Untimi nya no number 1. Number 2, what can Garrett? Yeti krom ha. Okay, so almost say the $48 million at O'Donnell.
Yeah.
Then you O'Donnell. It became a big issue.
Omo de no cry to Sicily $dollars beer.
Yes.
Yes. But on Sicily $dollars beer is like that's canon wa hold.
When him say Nkrofo Kasa. You see, these people, like I say, meaning so more quantify the damage across the state now. Where Omo Kasa saying in no say a financial loss to the state. Not in its criminal term, but in terms of property. In the see as a mete how me cash here. Na ya tax here. So nim say me maboka bo my Ghana na aboka. Because me nya sika your mine there. Meaning so what you say?
Part of GDP.
Yes. It individuals omo car insuo fa no omo moto insuo say no omo alive trotro the livelihood has been taken away from him or her. Uber drivers, the lives that we lost. In fact, a fear fence wall a bubu ye Nkrofo fridge omo duane e hye fridge mu ni nyina no on the lighter side waka ne banku ne bankwan ensuo na twini nyina afridan no ko. You think that a individual loss? A loss to the state. Let's quantify nina. Bridges are a bubu ye. A kwanya ensuo no e washing off. E was a minor as a copesika for buyers adwuma. In fact, septic tanks a year ma and crop for janan and mixing nsuo akwagina crop for them everywhere. Yare a looming cholera outbreak. Typhoid outbreak. Let's quantify nina as against the 48 million and this can ho asem no. Na say we obi a we serious obe manage am a. You commit some resources. In fact, we commit $100 million to it. Na ye anya sa disaster na si ye na. Nyansa wo mo say Gary sika wo ho. Na wo betena so. Na wo betena abam 1 year 7 months. Na shovel menka no Sophie kura wan fa bi anti wodom na asewote efia hyenema na nsu awira fa yen a usi nyankopon nsi magye abra nyame so ama ye nyansa.
Looks like say ato is more of economy over life, reverse of I know how to bring back the economy.
This is incompetence.
But you can't bring back human life.
And I'm saying this is incompetence. In fact, one thing is even clear. My Oko manifesto numa. I've forgotten the page, but make I whilst we are speaking. Ekwan almost omo befa so eye odone flooding emu ba ko ne say almost omo beti nsuto drains nim nsuto brem, which makes sense because nsuto brem ni epe brem na yeti drains nim almost omo beti ne emu epe brem. They are well aware say what ti odomu a sir the flood ni besi, but that experience na esi ya ala joni nkofo fie num submerge ni ade nyina ensi mitigated. They are very much aware of it. But on time at Garrett, this certain almost started process. Even district assembly say you involved no crano. June and Suoto and almost started one program. Na say beside period no. Obe na kwa proper the certain be.
This year so crime say started late May.
Na make sure say June and Suoto na no aya dey na fe na mo program craba. As we speak almost started cry because around this time obia why adwuma we the assemblyman mpo. Enim say around this time the machine be akosi mu say wo ti nsuo ma wo tu sika egu because onya adwuma papa bia mo anya saa de we nyina na nsuo yira fa ya no abegina hono mu say wo bom pa ye say nyame magye na Nyankopon adwene no de ma say yemfanye de ode ma say yenwene nkonkan me pa cho wati ase sika wo ho enti yentena hono mama aba na ho ma wo wonye den embeka ye just said na wo kan just because we want our books to look good ni etisikaso ni akaso ye foreign reserves ye say na nsuo be yiri fire ni aye nyansa de sa 300 million ya 350 million ya wo kan wasemi say you the part of it krempoti odomu a na nyansa wo mu pi sin nyansa ma atwe e pa chawati ati so that is another aspect about flooding na e course a many anye. The next one sanitation ade a atwe no President Mahama Kasemu immediately after flooding now no so me clean up exercise.
Yeah.
Why? Because almost you got us are choked. Meboa
after Thanksgiving no.
It looks like after and adwuma kra no be I think 1 o'clock.
Yes, and I make her say it's because your drains no almost fin ashenema.
Yeah.
Silt silt near the ashenema. Into all district assemblies yenye clean up exercise. Abanya we ready. So we fight sanitation, you know. What be a budget review? When to me a piece car would they go into sanitation? And that
one is painful.
In fact, sanitation is under local government. Amongst the ministries that were specifically mentioned, local government was absent. They didn't mention local government too. In fact, budget review, you know. Adia or can ye make us a local government where assembly members allowance and what kind of deep part. The deep part is normal every year assembly be a we end this or no end this don't catch say obey me what you say and just say local government as a ministry say be a mention like we do in budgets. They mentioned interior in the budget review. They mentioned finance. They mentioned digitization and communication. They mentioned other ministries. Local government sanitation so was absent in this budget review, except there will be their propaganda. What budget below what you provided for in 2025? 2025 you budgeted 18 million. So they fighted some sanitation, which was woefully inadequate as compared to what President Kufuor budgeted in 2024. 2023, 2022, 2021. It would be woefully inadequate as compared to that. As if say no 18 million was enough. Not 2026. But 2026 not Ghana. Your sanitation issues are very no. Tedena okwati sika so from 18 million deba 9 million.
Okay. So with our current budget for sanitation is 9 million.
9 million Ghana cedis. The whole country. And let's not forget that sanitation so na ball you nko a. E will say you see toilet facilities. Sure. And I will say they manage liquid and waste solid and liquid waste. Omo a budget no. Yama outline or say district assemblies. They spend a common fund. In fact, aban bi 25% for kind of 24-hour economy, 10% for management of sanitation, and so on and so forth. 10%, those who are using the common fund, 10% in fund fighting sanitation. And so, baby, it was central government no support our day man. What could 9 million? Sabre na disaster BNC. Disaster way atwe. What be jina honum say? Omani mu ayefin. Na yenkoye clean up exercise. Eti NDC aban na nya the presence of mind say 9 million no mo twa ye woefully inadequate. Eti yen increase sika no. Me ba cho asemi ameka you.
I think say he was more of twatting say one be asking for any additional funding that say
baby a disaster ebe breye no.
Yeah.
At least I was say this sika kwasha because
application is too huge.
Now me let's face something.
Yeah.
Say you free for say you nyina ya meye sanitation cleanup. Emre bi anchechire me say memre so onim za.
Yeah. That's true.
Because I pay tax. Enye me ma said any say me be communal labor. Na embom ye pie ba because say oman ne hu donti. Ye hwe the incompetence of John Mahama na ye ma oman ne mo.
So no mura bank catch them so mun pie
sit
down pharmacy.
They have no such authority.
Unlawful.
Yes. That is why I told the minister say threat now or they mass citizens as a President Mahama, the commander in chief, I can say yenye clean up on this day. Eti wa ma any de beto ye one am say hey minister. Who told you say President Enuma asem yemra? When the catcher say President Mahama Enuma asem yemra. Your mind who do 18 na yen nyina ye pie because ye hu say mo ye incompetent. Sika na ye gima mo no. Mo timi fa manage ye waste no. Enti say ya ama na nsuo na eto a ye na be yira fa ye ntia. No obi a me metu ato ama wo say fa manage me waste there. E na me nsa nya amadwuma ensa amra na in fact productivity. Do you know all the productivity was affected?
So true.
Sabi. You know humility. Say ya dwene ko nkan a. It's just like robbing Peter to pay Paul. Because at that moment, you know, there was no productivity that day. That Friday, you know.
But
zero productivity
from buying drugs at the pharmacy.
Enti, edi na kire wo say, oman na amoka. The first nipa anko adwuma no, ya boka so much. If you feel so when you clean up exercise because it is featured in your how do you call it, constitution. But oman wo quantify and so ya boka so much
on sanitation.
Eti aden na sika na ye tua to na ye tua ne ade no. Aban ni zoom lion and resolve whichever problem there is. Now they can say, I say there's this policy from government when it comes to waste management. As a waste management contractor back because they wanted to get Zoom Lion out. Untiminya sanitation contract not more than 2 models.
Okay.
All them patch. Enti okwe wanyewe ya obeyewe. Wanyewe mi wa assemblies no so need the capacity. Assemblies no are not prepared for Saturday way. Zoom Lion they want the equipment to handle these things. Eti you dey say untimi kura mpo na. Sabi yon ka oba starting in phases. Na Zoom Lion and support it. And no ni baby a yaba abegina and will be so say a fee many. It is a finance minister abegina parliament. Now when Timmy and Fesi can be and sanitation nisika. Now say Emma Antonio Monfrewa. Say etoje wa